just doubt I'ma get it. Cause I been waiting all night to make it go from the friend zone to the end zone. Trying to take it to the house, baby, let's go. Cause I been waiting all night.
Alright, so hopefully we're live. Hopefully everything's working. If you log in and you can't hear the music or you can't hear me, then please put a comment down on the Facebook thing so I know what's going on, because I've been having a technical nightmare. Anyway, so session 3 of Lockdown Power Hour, your friendly power-based training online. So if you set up on your bikes, great, get pedaling, all those kinds of things. Depending on what kind of bike you got, depends on what kind of information you're going to get from me, which is going to be suitable, alright? So just keep your eyes in. I'll explain it for any kind of bike that you've got. If you've got a power meter and you're all set up with your FTP, great. We're going to be working with your FTPs. We're going to be working with your power outputs. If you've got a spin bike with no heads-up display, fine. If you're working with a bike with a little bit of a heads-up display, fine. Whatever that is, we'll find a way to work. Alright? Good. Let's get after it, shall we? Let's start with our warm-up before we get into the meat of what we're going to do. Alright, so if you've got the beat, just start firing that beat. Here we go. We're just loading up the program. Gonna get the work rate going. So, beat-wise, let's go ahead. Speed-wise, if you've got a heads-up display, up around 90 RPMs, okay? That's where we want to be working. Oh, look at that. What a great program that is. That's going to be fun, right? Right, so speed around 90 RPMs, or on the beat of the music. That's where we want to be. And we're going to start nice and easy with our warm-up, as always. So first minute, nice and easy. Resistance, nice and relaxed. You are kind of just getting the body ready to work through the session today. Let's talk about body setup, technique setup, all those kinds of things. And they're kind of things that I'm going to keep going on repeating, because this is, at the end of the day, performance-based. So, feet should be nice and firmly strapped in. Don't let those feet get away from the pedals. We want a flat-ish foot. Try not to dip the toe, raise the heel, or anything like that. We want that flat foot so we can pull those pedals back. We want to be dragging those feet back as much as we can, scraping them across the bottom of the barrel. That kind of thing. Alright, little bit more resistance, only ever so slightly. Should feel like a little run across the beach. Should be in your green zone, your endurance zone if you've got a power setup, my power people. So feet nice and flat towards pulling back. Think you've got mud on the bottom of your shoe and you're just trying to scrape it off on the step. Pulling back every time. Pulling up. We're trying to engage those pulling muscles as much as we can, because they're about 4 or 5 times more efficient in the bike than the actual pushing ones. Alright, next minute we're going to take a little bit more resistance as we continue to get the body prepared and ready for work. 2, little bit more. So you're up to that yellow zone, that tempo zone now, my power people. And we're up to maybe a 7 out of 10 feeling, everybody else. Remember, we're trying to keep that pace. Trying to keep that 90 RPMs or on the beat of the rhythm as your guidance today. So, going back below. We're pulling our feet back, great. What we're also doing is making sure our knees are parallel and they're travelling towards your toes. So straight forward. No cockney cycling, knees going out to the side. No dragging across, trying to kiss each other either. Just straight ahead where your toes are pointing. Little bit more resistance coming up now. We're going out about an 8 out of 10 feeling. There we go. We're here for 2. And this is really where we want to set our base intention today. This 8 out of 10 feeling is what we're going to base everything off. So you're in your FTP zone. You're in that 100% range. Those of you with your power outputs can look on the dial on the far side, and that's going to tell you which power zone you want to be in, what percentage of your max you want to be working in. So we're up there around that 100% mark right now. So pulling the feet back, flat feet, knees and toes forward and back. Great work going on below the hips. And that's really all the work that we want going on. Unless you're dancing to the music, anything from the hips up, wasted motion. So let's set that upper body. Wherever you hold the handlebars, dealer's choice. It's all about comfort. Look at that, so much technology, I've even got a remote control for it. Alright, wherever you're holding the handlebars, firm grip, roll those shoulders in. Shoulders down to our back pockets. Shoulder blades especially, if you can put them down. Rolling the chest forward. That's just going to put your spine in a nice position. Nice neutral spine position, and we'll be in good posture throughout today. Alright. We've got that FTP, that 8 out of 10 feeling. We're about to drop out for 60 before we drop into it. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Down we go. Now even though we've taken the resistance off, I want you to stay in full control of the flywheels. I want you to stay full control of your bike wheel if you're on a turbo trainer. We want the legs controlling the pace the entire time. No reps off throughout today. Full control. So that upper body set. Those elbows are in, those shoulders are down and back. And really, whatever bike position you fancy, even if you're down in the saddle like you're some kind of Tour de France rider, still think about those shoulder blades in your back pocket, those shoulders away from ears, chest high. Alright, 10 seconds, and we're going back to that 8 out of 10 feeling. 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. And I fully know that the music has died, but let's keep on. Keep on pace. And we're now here for 2 minutes. 2.5, I should say. Oh, I have no idea why that's turned off. Great stuff. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen again, eh? Especially if you're using that beat to keep those legs going. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Remember, if you've got a heads-up display, let's look around that 90 mark, that 90 RPM. So that beat's kinda there. Left, right, left, right. And remember, if you've got your power, we're in that 100% range, that FTP zone. If you don't have that, by the end of this next 90 seconds, I want you feeling up there, like you're just starting to lose the breath. Not quite, but just about. Like if you were talking to somebody, you'd be broken speaking, so you maybe 6, 7, 8 words in a sentence rather than a whole smooth sentence. So think about that feeling. If you're not there yet, add that little bit more resistance and just see how it feels. There's nobody around you that can hear you, unlike in a spin studio, so you can verbally talk it out, unless you've got someone like Chris on the sofa or something else like that watching you, in which case you tell him to get off the sofa and get his own bike, and let's get on it. Alright, 50 on the clock. And what we're going to do is we're just going to finish off our warm-up with a bit of extra resistance for 60 seconds. So my power people, our first dip into that VO2 max zone. I want you aiming up around 110%. That oxygen sucking out of our lungs is what we're looking to get to. If you've not got the power, fine. Maintain the speed. And what we're looking to do is we're looking to get a bit more resistance in than we're at already. Want to be feeling about an 8, low 9 out of 10 for 60. 1, let's go. Up we go, 60 seconds. Maintain 4. Maintain breathing. Keep pulling those pedals back, heel dominant. Don't compromise your posture. Now it really starts to feel like the oxygen's being sucked out of the lungs. But it's fine, we're here for 30 more. Till we drop back down to rest. Back down to that blue zone if you're working with power. That ride easy situation. Final 20. And we got a full 2-minute recovery till we get into that first burnout round. 3 on the clock. There we go, bring it down. Alright, great work. So we're warmed up now. Power people, not so much applying to you this next bit. If your FTP is set, if that functional threshold power is set, it's all real easy for you to drop in and out of zones as the programming dictates today. If you don't have the power set up, one of the things you're going to have to deal with is how you feel today. So if you've had a long day and you're tired, what you might think is an 8 out of 10 might actually feel like a 9 out of 10 today, those kinds of things. But I want you to push yourself today. We're only here for another 30 minutes or so, but we can get a good sweat on, get a good burn on, and go and earn that ice cream. Those kinds of things. So when I'm giving you kind of cues, whether it's the running on the beach, the out of 10, or the feeling with your breath, let's really try and get there and really try and make it work today. Alright team, 45 in this rest period until we start. So if you look up to the top right now, or top of the screen, you can see what our journey involves. Little bit of yellow, little bit of orange, little bit of yellow, big red, little yellow, orange, big red, orange, yellow. And what we're doing here is we're going higher into work. Impeded recovery. Higher into work till we go back down to recovery. First heat's going to be tough. Second round to that red's going to be even tougher. Got to get that mindset on. Let's go. Alright, yellow zone power people. Tempo zone. Around that kind of 80-85% mark of your FTP. Should feel like a 7 out of 10. Jogging across the sandy beach. Like your toddler's just going into the water. You're not too concerned, but you've got to make it look like you're concerned about the child a little bit. So yeah, that's the kind of pace we're at right now. 30 seconds. We're going up again. Resistance wise, Maybe you add 1 gear if you've got gears on the bike. Maybe you add a quarter or a half turn if you've got a spin dial. Whatever it is, we're going up in 15. FTP zone work. Broken sentences. 2, 1, let's go. Up we go. We're here for 2 now. So really get in that zone and really start to settle down. So everything we do in power-based, that's what the programming is. Power is a way of measuring how much work's being done on the bike. That outcome is measured by speed times resistance, and that gives us a power output. So what happens the way you calculate these kind of classes, this power workout for you, is you get a bike with a power meter and you do what's known as a functional threshold power test, FTP test. And what that does is that finds out what your possible average power output would be through 60 minutes of hard-earned work. And then everything we do, as you can see over on the side there, those percentages, once you've got that FTP score, we work as a percentage of that to establish work goals. And it's the most efficient way of working on the bike. So right now, for example, we're doing 2 minutes in the FTP zone. It's around 100% of our maximum benchmark. That's 100% power that we could hold for 60 whole minutes. So holding it for 2 should be no issue right now. So if your FTP is set straight, this has been quite an easy little section. 2 of 60, that's all you've done. And what we're going to do, drop the resistance slightly for 60 seconds before we jump up to that big red zone. 5 seconds. Let's take it down. Just a little bit. Remember to keep that pace in the legs. Okay? Around 90 RPMs is the most efficient place for power output. It's the most efficient speed for power output for the majority of people. So that's why we kind of set ourselves there for this class. The music is round about that. It does get a little bit faster, a little bit slower, just because royalty-free music is a nightmare to find properly. So it's all over the place. But this is about performance. This isn't necessarily about the dance. So let's just keep on pace. We got 15 seconds. Power people. VO2 max zone. 110% of your FTP. Everybody else. 9 out of 10 feeling. 2, 1, let's go. We're here for 2. Keep dragging those feet back. So feeling wise, if you're having a conversation with someone, I mean you're using 3 to 4 words max. That's all you're powering through with your sentences. If you're singing the national anthem, it may look like you don't even know the words to the song. That's the kind of feeling we want to be at now. This VO2 max zone, when set up with your FTP, you've got about 8 minutes worth of good work here. And that's because the zone has massive consumption of oxygen. Very little ability to take oxygen on board. So if you're there right now, starting to feel like you can't breathe, you can't get the oxygen in, you're probably around the right zone. So let's keep on that now, 60 more. Around that 110, 115% mark, my power people. And remember, 8 minute zone. We're only here for 2. So program that mindset to deal with this challenge. Being good at something doesn't necessarily mean you're being happy. Good diet is not happy diet. Good exercise isn't necessarily happy exercise. Sometimes we've got to flip that switch and endure a bit of suffering. That's where we're at now in this zone. 15 seconds in this 9 out of 10 feeling. Then we drop back down to about a 7 out of 10 for a little bit of recovery. Tempo zone power people. In 3, 2, drop it. There we go. Blue zone then is a full recovery zone. The body does barely any work, can get loads of oxygen in, full recovery. So we're 2 zones above that right now. So we're impeding our body's ability to recover. So we're going to go into the next part of this round, not fully recovered. So this means we've really got to keep that mindset going through the next 7-minute section. Once again, power people. We're going to FTP, VO2 max, FTP, tempo before rest, okay? Should feel 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, everybody else. 3, 2, ready? Let's go. Resistance on. 2 minutes. Concentrate on the breathing now. Deep in. Powerfully out from the diaphragm, up and out. Great time to think about your technique. Is your foot still flat? Are you pulling those pedals back? Are your shoes nice and steady? That means they're strapped in, obviously. You're pulling your toes away, your heel is smashing into that heel part of the shoe as you pull it back. If you're starting to get tired and that head's down, whilst the head's down, check your feet and knees. Knees straight ahead, toes straight ahead. We're set, we're good, let's go. 60 seconds. Think up a body. Are your elbows in? Rolled in. They don't need to be locked out straight. Soft bend is fine, but it's a steady structure. You're holding that upper body nice and steady. Unless you're dancing, obviously, to this horrendous, cheesy, royalty-free music. 30 seconds. Next beat. VO2 max one more time. 9 out of 10 feeling. Losing oxygen from the lungs. Almost feels like you're suffocating or drowning out of the water. You're going to ignore your legs. They've been at pace now for a good 20 minutes. They're happy and fine. Now we pay attention to the breathing. Don't slow down. 5, 4, 3, 2, let's go. So remember, pace-wise, if you can, you're holding that around 90 RPMs. As best you can. The music might be slightly faster now, but your legs are cleaved in. They've got a happy pace now. If you have sped up and you're on that beat, that's fine, especially if you have that power output. Because there are those two variabilities, the power and speed. Your speed goes up, you just change that power output. Alright, keep at it, ladies and gentlemen. VO2 max zone.
Just keep jumping out of the golden cup. I'm starving, left.
We got 45 on the clock. Really got to concentrate on that breath now. Don't let that breath panic you. That shortness of breath Let's work through. 30 seconds and we're going to drop back down to that 8 out of 10 feeling. Do not slow those legs. If you've got all the heads up, great. Stay on it, get in your FTP zone. 10. 3, 2, FTP zone. Now is not the time to take that rest. That rest is 3 minutes away. We're still up in a high resistance zone. You're in your FTP zone. You're in your 8 out of 10 zone. You're running up a sandy hill zone. With a little bit of pace up that hill. Like you're trying to catch the ice cream man at the top. That kind of pace. 90 more seconds. Then we got 1 minute, then we got our rest break. So just over 60 now. Don't let those shoulders up. Keep those shoulders relaxed and down. 60 on the clock. Up in this FTP. This 100% orange zone. 8 out of 10. Great work, team. This big section, mentally draining. It's going to drain away that central nervous system just a little bit. There's ups and downs, there's attack, there's rest. Not a lot of good recovery. The next 3 rounds are going to be just as tough in a slightly different way. 15 seconds and we drop it down to our tempo zone, or back down to around the 7 out of 10. That slope's gone off and we're just running across the sandy beach. 60 seconds, resistance down. Keep on pace. And like I say, if you don't have any heads up, that's fine. Just use the beat to the music the whole time. Now one thing you might need to do is just keep changing the resistance on the bike if you slow down or if you speed up. And don't worry about that. We just want to be hitting those feeling points. 30 till we get a good rest. Till we can wipe that sweat away, that weakness off the brow. We can take a sip of water, whatever you've got going on. 20 seconds. Great work, team. Let's stay on course. Don't drop out for 10 more. 3, 2. Alright, drop that resistance. Great work. Alright, so keep those legs moving. Don't slow the legs down. Try and keep them on pace just with that left bit of resistance. 2 reasons. 1, as part of your body's makeup, when your legs are moving, your veins are squeezing. So that gets the blood back up the body, helps get the waste product out, all those kinds of things. So it helps with recovery. Secondly, the body makes its best changes when you're fatigued. So by still working through fatigue, your body is becoming more efficient with muscular movement. Performance-based class. That's what we're trying to do, just get better. Physically, mentally, but also with our technique. Alright, 60 on the clock. Alright, next round, we're going tempo, VO2 max, tempo, rest, then FTP, VO2 max, FTP, rest. And then we're burning out. We got 3 burnouts at the end there. You can see those fire at the top of those little bars. So, no power, no problem. 7 out of 10. 9 out of 10. 7 out of 10. Rest. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, on it goes. Alright, FTP. Oh, Sally Rodriguez. The old Rodders. I would like that Burger King too, please. If you can deliver, get yourself a little Uber. Car, come on over. Bring me a Burger King. Thank you very much. 40 seconds. Getting back up to our red zone. Our VO2 max zone. In 30 seconds. Remember, this is the zone that we want to be sucking the oxygen out of our lungs. This is the zone that we really, really want to be feeling about this mentally. Can we carry on going? And the answer is yes, you can. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, dial, mindset, let's go. Up we go. Big 2 minutes, VO2 max. 110% your aim power, people. Remember, that's 110% at pace. So however your display is showing your power, remember your speed drops off. You need more resistance. If you speed up, you need less resistance. 90 on the clock. Great work. Coming up to halfway. We've already done sets of 2 up in this VO2 max. This is nothing new, this feeling. We want to start getting comfortable in this feeling. Work through the pain. Work through the shortness of breath. And keep on target, keep on pace. .40 seconds. We drop that resistance. We're going back down to tempo. That's 7 out of 10. We're running up that sand dune right now. Shortness of breath. The lungs are maybe burning. Concentrate on the pace. Don't give up. 20. Ready to drop. That's resistance, not off the bike, obviously. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Bring it down. Around that 80% mark. Probably a big load shifted off the legs now. Big deep breaths. Why can't we do these? Oh, I'm one of those instructors that sing, so. All right. Just over 30. If you're feeling spicy, go with the rhythm to speed up. If you're here for the power training, if you're here for the program, you know that most of the time the music's just a distraction. And we're here for the zones, we're here for the resistance and the RPM. 10 seconds. We drop to rest here, pace. 3, 2, 1, done, down we go. Good work. Blue zone, rest zone. 60 seconds. Alright, take on board that juice if you need it. We got 30. This time, 60 seconds in FTP. 2 minutes in VO2 max. 60 seconds in FTP. So that's an 8 out of 10 feeling. Back to that suffocating 9 out of 10 feeling. Back down to that 8. Short turnaround before our burn-offs to finish. 2, 1, let's go. FTP zone. 100%. 8 out of 10. Running across the beach. Now your toddler who's gone in the water's gone a little bit too deep and you are a little bit concerned. Not totally, because he's been an absolute oyster this morning. So a little bit of mild peril is fine for him. 30 seconds. VO2 max. Alright, great time now to check in with your technique before we need to switch that grinding mindset on. Foot nice and flat, or as close as you can. Very little heel raise. Drag those feet back. Pull the feet into the backs of the shoes. High knees. Upper body solid. Elbows are in, shoulders are down and back. 1, let's go. Big red zone. Finishing strong through this section now. We got 90. Quarter of the way there. Remember, deep breaths in. Powerful breaths out. Don't shorten that breath. You don't get any more oxygen in with shorter breaths. Nice and controlled. Ignore those legs. Legs have been fine the whole time, because otherwise they wouldn't still be going round. So keep on that pace. We're now in big resistance for another 60. What a tune this is. Albeit the original, much better, but let's work with it. 45. VO2 max. It's an 8-minute zone. We've only been here for 2. Frame it. There's plenty more left for you to give. 30 seconds. Final quarter. Don't give up. Same pace. Same pull. Same resistance. Same one to finish. 15 seconds, we drop back down to FTP. 100% output, 100% of that FTP for 60. So whatever you just put on to get to this red zone, take it off. There we go. Coming up, 60 seconds of rest before 3 burnouts to finish. And we're going to do something a little bit naughty there. A little bit old school spin for those last 3 sections. 30 seconds till we drop to rest and set up for our final 3 rounds. So we're trying to recover now. We did big work up in VO2 max, which usually requires a 1-to-1, 1-to-2 rest period after work. So we did 2 minutes. We've not dropped off the rest at all. So it's very difficult to maintain our FTP zone. Pre-exhaust, so let's keep it. 5, 4, 3. Rest zone, 2, 1. There it is. Alright, 60 seconds. Wipe the sweat. Get the drink. Get the cat away from the pedals, whatever you need to do. 3 rounds. 45 seconds apiece. What we're looking to do, get the biggest amount of work through the bike as possible for 45 seconds. Then we drop for 90 seconds rest. 3 times. So you can do it one of two ways. Get a good resistance on the bike, cycle as fast as you can for 45. Wouldn't recommend going north of about 110, 115 RPMs max, but it should be feeling like max effort. Or you can go real big with the gears. If you've got a power output, we're looking to get about 150% of your FTP. Everybody else, 2, 1, get on it, let's go. Look at that circle. It's burning. Biggest amount of work today, let's go. $15 done, a third of the way through. Concentrate through the breath. Let's keep going strong, team. That's 2/3 of the way. We've got 15 to go. 90-second rest coming up. Work through to the keys. Don't give up early. Don't give up on that speed or that resistance that you've got on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop it. There we go. Good. This is where it's going to hit you now. We're up in the anaerobic zone. Maybe the neuromuscular zone. The recovery hits you hard. You need a kind of 1 to 2, 1 to 4, 1 to 8 rest work ratio. And we're going back up in just over 60. So, power people. Maxing out 150%. Don't go any higher than that. We want the ring of fire, but we don't need any more than that. Everybody else, remember, you're either going fast or you're going heavy. Whatever your preference is. But it's that max effort for 45 seconds. How long can you sustain it for? Are you going to repeat the last round exactly the same? Or are you going to slightly change it up? Big deep breaths in, 30 seconds. Big effort. We want to be really feeling it. 20 seconds in. 30 seconds in, we want it to end. 40 seconds in, we don't know how we're still doing it. And in that 45 seconds, there's not much left to give after that. Here we go. We've got the worst music in the world for this. 2, 1, get on it. This is you and the effort now. This is you and the want to power through. This is you and the ability to perform under massive resistance and stress. 15 done. 33% through. Keep on the pace. Keep those legs pumping. Control the breathing. 15. Almost through. Finishing 2. We survived the first round. We're going to excel in the second. And we're going to destroy that third round. 3. Keep on. 2. 1. Drop it off. Big rest period. Keep those legs moving. Remember, keep those legs moving. We want them to help recovery. We want those legs to get efficient. Alright, you've done 2. Final one of the day. And this is our final work session of the day. Final 45 seconds. So, here's my challenge to you. Power people, if your FTP is set, this is horrendous work. If this is not a horrendous work for you, up around that 150%, you need to reset your FTP. Indeed, if this entire class was not hard enough for you, you need to think about getting a new FTP on your bike. If you're not using power, those last 2 sections, were you really max? Were you really pushing your kind of I can't do any more for 45 seconds? Because this is the last time today we can do this. Maybe this is gear number 8 on your 8-speed bike. Whatever it is, it's a maximum effort for 45 seconds. Earn that tub of ice cream, as long as it's Halo. Ben & Jerry's has got 4 times as much calories. Hashtag eat smart. Here we go. Final round. Ignore the music. Get the work done. Go. pulling those heels back. Those heels love the big work. 15 done. Working through the song change. On pace, don't worry about anything else. It's you and the bike and the pedals now. Almost through. You got 15 left on the clock. Finish that intention you set out with today. Finishing strong. 5, 4, 3, 2. There it is. Outstanding work. All right. Keep your pace. Great work. Don't fall off the bike. Or at least if you do fall off your bike, grab your phone, take a selfie and post it to my page so I can see it. On my tick list of things I'm trying to get done, somebody falling off the bike is still on there. Oops, let's go that one. There we go. Oh, it's not quite there, is it? I'm going to perfect that screen. That needs to go there, doesn't it? There we go. So next class, that screen will be there for you. What that screen is basically showing you is just all the work that we did, how much work in each zone, those kinds of things. Oh, now I'm just completely destroying the screen. Alright, resistance, 50% or less. This is recovery now. So, session 2. We've got a few more to the end of lockdown. I plan on keep doing these classes. We've got Tuesday nights at 7:30. We got Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock in the morning. Be there, be live. If you can't be there and be live, 2 more places you can see these classes. First and foremost, obviously on the Facebook page, but also upon the YouTube page as well. They're all going to be uploaded there, so when they do disappear, there'll be their own little playlist, so you can revisit wherever you want. So Mr. Duck, I know you only work out in the mornings, and that's fine. So you're not going to do this evening class. Maybe you do it the next day. Maybe you do it as your 8 o'clock morning and I see it on Strava with a big selfie to show the sweat. Alright, resistance should be pretty easy now, should be pretty low. So this has all been completely power based. Like I say, the programming is all based off of power. Power equals the ability to program for performance. Allows me to program classes to enable us to recover fully and or to really go after certain energy zones and performance areas. So if you don't have a power output, if you're really serious about being on the bike or running, those kinds of things, working with power is the most effective way to do that. If you're one of those lucky people with a membership up at David Lloyd at Emerson's Green, when lockdown's finished, we've got a whole bunch of classes up there. I run 7 a week, all power based, specifically set for performance. If you're efficient in the bike, if your performance is high, everything else comes into play. Calorie burn, if that's your goal. Cardiovascular strength, that's your goal. Getting sweaty, if that's your goal, whatever it is. Being more efficient, being more well trained, being skilled in the bike is just going to increase your ability to do everything. So obviously, first thing I want you to do right now, when the stream disappears, is leave a like and a comment on here. That'd be great, just let me know you've been by. Second thing you're going to do is, because you enjoyed it so much, you're going to tell a friend. Word of mouth, get it out there, all those kinds of things. That'd be awesome as well. Just like those Google ads say about represent your local businesses, leave a nice review or whatever. Maybe even leave a review on the PT page, something like that. It takes 2 minutes out of your day, and it means a lot to me. So if you've enjoyed it, great. If you've not enjoyed it, forget you ever came by. Forget you even watched the video. Don't say anything, just don't come back. If you've got any more questions or queries about power, about training specifically for long rides, or if you're interested in running ultra marathons or increasing your running performance, drop me a DM, drop me a message. I'm more than happy to talk about it through lockdown, or even chase you with a stick around the park, those kinds of things. Take your time getting off the bike, bring it down, take it easy until you're ready to get out the bike. I thoroughly recommend going through a stretching regime, upper body, recommend doing a little bit of stretching on your legs as well. Yeah, Rita, love it. Thank you, Rita. All those kinds of things. And what I'm going to do this week is, although I do have some stretching videos up on the YouTube, I'm going to do a specific one that you should do after this class. So you can get off, go and do your water, come back and just stretch at your own will. I'm off, I can smell my dinner. Have a wonderful rest of your week, ladies and gentlemen. And who knows, maybe you'll be back to listen to some horrendous music Saturday morning at 8. Have a good one.
Back to the walls, how I live my life. I've risked it all, put it on the line, then blow it up every single time.